Fair trading practices, or UTPs, have long plagued the food supply chain, affecting everyone from small farmers to large retailers. These practices, as defined by the European Commission, include actions that deviate from good commercial conduct and are often imposed by one trading partner on another. In the food industry, such imbalances can lead to significant economic, social, and even health consequences. With the majority of food supply chain actors being small and medium-sized enterprises, the impact of UTPs is widespread and deeply felt. Today, we explore how blockchain-based smart contracts could offer a solution to these persistent problems. Food supply chain is a complex network that moves food from primary producers, such as farmers, to final consumers. Each step, from production and processing to distribution and retail, involves multiple parties with varying degrees of power and influence. In the European Union, most of these actors are small or medium-sized businesses, making them particularly vulnerable to unfair trading practices. These imbalances often result in lost profits, wasted goods, and strained relationships between partners. Addressing these issues is crucial for ensuring a fair and efficient food system. Fair trading practices refer to business-to-business actions that are contrary to good faith and fair dealing. These include unilateral changes to contracts, late payments, order cancellations, and more. Such practices are often the result of unequal bargaining power, where larger companies can impose unfavorable terms on smaller partners. The consequences are significant. Small producers may lose revenue, face unnecessary costs, or even exit the market. Recognizing and addressing UTPs is a key step toward building a more equitable food supply chain. Wide range of unfair trading practices have been identified in the food supply chain. These include retroactive changes to contracts, last-minute order cancellations, long payment periods, and demands for contributions to marketing costs. Other examples are unilateral contract terminations, requests for upfront payments, and passing on costs for wasted or unsold products. Each of these practices can severely impact the financial stability and operational efficiency of small producers, highlighting the urgent need for effective solutions. Contracts are fundamental to business relationships in the food supply chain. However, the absence of written contracts or the imposition of unfair terms by stronger parties often leads to UTPs. To address this, the European Union has proposed standard contracts and best practices to protect small producers. Written contracts can help ensure stable, long-term relationships and manage risks more effectively. Yet, without enforcement and transparency, even written agreements may not fully prevent unfair practices. Blockchain technology offers a new way to record and verify transactions in a secure, transparent, and immutable manner. By using a decentralized ledger, all parties in the supply chain can access the same information, reducing the risk of disputes and manipulation. This technology is particularly promising for industries like food, where traceability and trust are essential. Blockchain can help ensure that contract terms are followed and that all actions are recorded for future reference. Smart contracts are self-executing agreements written in computer code and stored on a blockchain. They automatically enforce the terms of a contract when predefined conditions are met, eliminating the need for intermediaries. For example, payment can be released to a supplier as soon as delivery is confirmed. This automation reduces the risk of late payments, disputes, and unilateral changes, making business transactions more reliable and efficient. Evaluate the potential of blockchain-based smart contracts. Researchers conducted a survey with 20 experts both in blockchain and food supply management. These experts participated in interviews and reviewed a simulated smart contract for food delivery. The simulation demonstrated how contract terms, delivery deadlines, and payment conditions could be automatically enforced. The experts provided valuable feedback on the likelihood of smart contracts mitigating various UTPs, offering both optimism and caution. Expert panel found that smart contracts could significantly reduce the occurrence of many unfair trading practices. For example, they estimated an 80% likelihood of eliminating unilateral contract changes and an 84% likelihood for preventing last-minute order cancellations. Automatic payments and transparent terms were seen as major advantages. However, the experts also noted that technology alone cannot solve all problems. Regulatory support and fair initial negotiations remain essential. Smart contracts offer many benefits. They are not a cure-all. Some unfair practices, such as demands for marketing contributions or passing on costs for wasted products, may still occur if included in the initial contract. The technology cannot negotiate fair terms on behalf of weaker parties. It only enforces what is agreed upon. Additionally, legal uncertainties and the need for regulatory frameworks remain challenges for widespread adoption. One of the greatest strengths of blockchain-based smart contracts is the transparency they provide. Every transaction and contract term is recorded and visible to all parties, making it much harder to hide unfair practices or manipulate records. This traceability is especially valuable in the food industry, where consumers and regulators increasingly demand proof of origin, safety, and ethical conduct throughout the supply chain. For small and medium-sized food producers, smart contracts can level the playing field by ensuring that contract terms are clear and automatically enforced. This reduces the risk of exploitation by larger partners and helps protect their interests. However, technical expertise and access to digital tools are necessary for full participation, highlighting the need for training and support for these businesses. Legal status of smart contracts is still evolving. Questions remain about jurisdiction, enforceability, and how courts will handle disputes involving blockchain-based agreements. Regulatory authorities play a crucial role in promoting standard contract templates and ensuring that digital contracts are recognized and protected by law. Collaboration between industry regulators and technology providers is essential for building trust and adoption. Several real-world projects are already applying blockchain in the food supply chain. For example, Provenanceorg tracks tuna from Asia to global markets, while AgriDigital EU enables Australian grain producers to manage transactions digitally. These initiatives demonstrate the scalability and practical benefits of blockchain, from improving traceability to streamlining payments and reducing fraud. Blockchain-based smart contracts hold significant promise for reducing unfair trading practices in the food supply chain. By automating contract execution and enhancing transparency, they can help create fairer, more efficient markets. However, technology alone is not enough. Regulatory support, standardization, and education are also needed. Ongoing pilot projects and further research will be key to understanding how best to implement these solutions and ensure broad acceptance among all market participants.